Grateful for a weekend with Mike. You guys, welcome to the team huddle tonight. If I haven't had an opportunity to meet you, my name is Kelly Hoover. I see a few new faces on and some of my favorite people on. So it's good to see everyone. Tonight, we're going to start off with a few just updates and announcements. And then I'm going to have Nicole actually share what she was at the leadership retreat, leadership convention this past weekend. A lot of us could not go, but there's some exciting new things. And she is a beta tester for a new app. So we're going to let her share for a few minutes. And then we're going to be talking about 3 things that you can actually take from tonight's Zoom and apply them to your business and truly grow from there. So if you have not done already and you're not driving, you're in a place that you can, drop in the chat something, someone that you are grateful for. We're going to start this Zoom out with some gratitude. I know that I am grateful for time. I am grateful for this personal business that I ran with it and that it gave me the opportunity to create time, more time with my kids and creating memories and my husband and family. I think anytime you come off of like time off, I just got back from vacation, and you really truly unplug, you feel grateful for the opportunity that allows you to do that. So I'm feeling super grateful for that and for everything that this business has allowed. So a few announcements, the kind of boring part, right? But a few things that I want you guys to put down on your calendar or take note of. And if you are brand new, I do see some brand new faces on. I am so happy you're on. If you are new and you want to shout out and let us know how long you've been a part of the team, I see 2 new people who are on, maybe 3 new people. So we're so excited you're here. We welcome you to our team huddle. So first announcement is Monday, the 27th. Maria is going to be on our huddle. She's going to be joining us. If you're not familiar with Maria Dillard, she is our top income earner here within our team. Well, also in the entire company. And she is, just a few levels of leadership above all of us. So we're excited to have her on. She will have been beta testing the new app for 2 weeks at that point. So I know that she will have a lot of feedback to give us. So Monday, January 27th. If you have not had time to watch the video that she did, hop on to United We Thrive team page and it's like a 13-minute video. Take a peek at that video before then. It's all about the new app, which Nicole will be able to give us some insight on as well. Okay, so the second announcement for tonight is in our customer group. A majority of us are in Do You Thrive, but if you are on in Amy Ward or a portion of Amber's team, you guys may or may not have this. I don't know. Amber can let us know in the chat. But next Wednesday, we are having the live military sharing stories. So we're excited about that. So if you have anybody that you know is either served or has family who has served, it's a great opportunity to really let them hear some customized experiences. So that is in the Do You Thrive group. And also remember from last week with the challenge to follow up with all of your customers, your potential customers who participated in the group. Next week, there will be a full giveaway of the month of the Thrive experience. Okay. So this is something that you can encourage people who maybe have wanted to experience the product, but can't afford it, to get inside that group. And if you have no idea, I know we have some new people, if you have no idea what I'm talking about, get with the person who is leading you or invited you to this, and we will fill you in on all those details. Last thing I want to remind you about, and I'm going to toss it over to Nicole and have her share for a few minutes about this weekend, is we have a working Zoom schedule now. We put out a working Zoom schedule for the month of June. It is in all the team chats. It's also on United We Thrive page. So we have 2 types of working Zooms. The majority of the working Zooms are come and be accountable, right? Come work on your own thing, come for 20 minutes, come for the entire hour and a half. It's totally up to you. But we want you to be able to come and work on things. We will give you ideas, but it's really a place to just have community and create space for you all to be able to work together. There are some traditional working Zooms where we give you a timer and we tell you what to do. Those are on the calendar as well. And then the newbies chat group. I know that some people are utilizing it and some people aren't, but we do have a newbies chat group that when you have a new person who is launching their business or pre-launching their business, you can actually have them go into a chat group. It's only new people and the people who are leading them, and they can ask those questions. You guys remember, take yourself back to when you were new. You have questions and you're like, I feel silly, or I don't know where to ask. This is an opportunity to have people have support. They can build camaraderie with other new people on our team. And do not forget to get them involved in the 14-day boot camp. Okay. The 14-day accelerator, the onboarding boot camp, that will truly set anyone up for success to hit their fast start bonuses. So we are super excited. And you guys, I'm going to toss it over to Nicole, and she's going to share with us a few minutes about this weekend. So Nicole, take it away.
Okay, so thanks, Kelly. I am really, really excited, you guys. This leadership retreat was amazing. And when I tell you that we are all in such a good place, we are with the best team. I tell you that from the validation I got from Paul and Jason this past weekend. When I was at the welcome party, you guys, Jason Camper came up from behind me and says, "Hey, Nicole, how are you doing?" And I was like, "Hi." But to know like your CEO knows you by name, like that just proved to me like I'm not just, a sheep in the herd. Like they literally are watching us, and it made me feel so good. And then when they spoke on Saturday, I was so fired up, and I told Jason this. I said, Jason Camper, I said, but hearing your passion and your vision for this company and knowing that we are all in it together, it's not just him and Paul and the top, it's all of us. And it just fired me up. It made me want to run harder to see his vision come to pass, because his vision for us, you guys, is for us all to create generational wealth for our families. Like he it's not just about him and the top. This is about all of us. And to see the passion that this man put out on stage it blew me away. Like some people were crying. Like it was just like, wow, he loves us. We are family here. This is your family. And, it's kind of like with your own family. If you plug in, you're, with your family and you do things with your family, you're creating those relationships and you're building bonds. It's the same thing here. If you plug in and you're building those relationships, you feel it, So anyway, with that being said, like I literally felt so much love for Paul and Jason this week, and I was like, wow. And I'm going to save what they're dropping for last, because Blair wanted me to share with you guys some quick tips for social media. So here's something that you guys, we've all been doing. And Brock Johnson said, no more big no-nos. Stay away from saying link in bio. No more saying that. He said, they do not like it. They do not want you taking anybody off of their page. So on Instagram, no more link in bio. He also said, that great link that Instagram has for us, and I've been using it, that I put an inspire.com. He said, nope, because it's shutting down your algorithms. And he said, they do not want you to refer anybody off of Instagram. So he said, stop doing that. He said, a better way is just make your post catch someone's eye and then go in and have a conversation with them in Messenger. And make them, go to their profile and start having that conversation with them. That's really, he talked about this. Selling isn't easy, but recommending is. So he said, stop trying to sell. He said, instead recommend. He gave some quick little tips, reframe selling into recommending, explain, describe, and demonstrate. He said, be organic. He said benefits versus features, he said, list the benefits of something and the features of a product. Your personal experience, how we do the voice story, in stories and we talk. He said, use that because people like to see your face and they want to hear you talk. So he said that was really a good thing. And that he said, you should know, use the term, you should know, ... So that's kind of he did invitation versus manipulation. He said, invite people instead of manipulating them. So these are like quick little things. I mean, it was a lot, but I'm just going to go through what he said really quick. And then flipping over to the TikTok. Way Wild was a lot. She gave us a book. I have a whole book here. But I'm just going to share with you some quick things that if you are on TikTok, watch time, 15 seconds, no more than 15 seconds. Your comments, she said, if you get a comment, you better comment back to every single person. 3 to 5 hashtags that's relevant to your content. And she said, you guys, just so you know, the For You page, she said there's like 1,000 For You pages. It's not just one For You page. So you do hashtag For You page, it's going to be like all the things that you are like, whatever you're posting on, that's kind of what you're going to get back. So she said, creating like a dummy account where you're just searching for trends with this dummy account. She said, when you're on TikTok, you want to create, you know, what is your niche? Is it valuable information, funny? Is it interesting? She said she has a free trend report. So Way Wild has a trend report. It's for free. You can go on and see what the latest trends are. So let's see. And she said also, make sure you do a timer, and it should be the what, where, why, who, and how. Answer those questions on your TikToks. That was a lot. So the other thing, you guys ready for this? This is what's gonna blow your mind. Okay, so they're coming out with a 400K rank. They're trying right now to kind of like decide like how they're gonna work it. But you know, this is what the coolest thing is, you guys. You know how they want to create that generational wealth for us. So they are trying to work it out right now. We have auto bonus at 12K, auto elite at 40K. They're like, how about a mortgage bonus? And everybody went crazy. So Jason and Paul were like, what about $3,000 mortgage bonus? And everyone's like, what? You know, so they're working on like how that's going to work for us, but that is coming. I'm getting chills right now because what other industry has a mortgage bonus? Not one. So of course, Paul jumps in. He's like, start building now, build it big while we are young, build it big. I love the fact that they are, I forgot what I was going to say. There's so much, but they, what was that I was going to say? It was really, really good. Oh my goodness, I just forgot. Let me look really quick. No, I forgot. Build it big while they're young. But anyway, that's basically it. Like those are like, oh my gosh, no. The big thing, this is it. Okay, so I'm using Jason's phone because I don't have it yet. I'm not sure if I'm gonna get this new app that we are gonna get, you guys. They have partnered with a company called Verb, and it's called Thrive Connect. And it is going to make our life so much easier. It's like boards. If you use boards, it's boards on steroids. So boards makes our life super easy right now, right? But this is gonna even be better. So I'm gonna show you guys what it looks like. It's kind of small because it's, I mean, on his phone. But basically down here, these are all like getting started videos, the E60 challenge, product links, social assets, right? These are all great tools. But what's cool is this contact. You can upload all your contacts in here. And then there's a hot and a cold swipe. So let's say I have Jason Stewart on, I can swipe right, he's a hot lead, or left if he's a cold lead. So it kind of helps us to keep track of all our contacts, our samplers, you know, where they're at. The feed is like where you can, it shows you like you've sent things to somebody. So like Jason sent me an ooh-wee video and it lets him know Nicole's watched half of the video. Nicole watched all the video. And then you can kind of keep track of like everybody in there. And then there's like the business here. What they're trying to do is create it easy for our customers. So if you're in the grocery store and someone goes, what is that? And I go, oh my gosh, it's my Black Label. I can send them a link. It's my link. It's a direct link. They click on it, they can shop. So when you go to Nike.com, you don't have to make a username and password, right? No, we just go on and we shop. That's what they're creating here. So lots of good things are coming down the pipeline, you guys. Get those 100 free accounts, like Paul's always saying, because it's definitely going to help you. And we want to be in a good place because things are about to blow. So that's kind of the gist of it all, a lot, but you guys, it was amazing. So
I love it. Thank you so much. Nicole, when you get a chance, will you type in the chat the person that you were talking about with TikTok? Yes, that would be great. I think that there may be a few other questions, but maybe just type in the chat the specific person in the app. Yeah, I'm so excited about that app. I've heard a few people chatting about it today and how smooth it is. And just, I think of like text replacement, boards, copy and paste from our notes, like YouTube videos, all these things, like all combined in the time that it can potentially really save for us. And just to be knowledgeable if someone is actually watching something. So thank you so much, you guys. If y'all have questions, make sure to wave wild. Okay, perfect. You have questions, make sure to pay attention. I know that we'll be collecting some questions for Maria when she comes on in 2 weeks, and they'll probably obviously know more because they'll have 2 weeks of experience on it. So perfect. All right, you guys. All right. So if you are a note taker and you are in a place to take notes, I would love for you to get your pen and paper out. I'm going to really share with you guys 3 things that have consistently been able to show up to really impact your business. And one of the things I love so much about trainings, I have definitely personally gotten very addicted to trainings over the year because of really the impact that it can have. But I'm going to give you a huge tip that someone taught me years ago. Anytime you get on a huddle, anytime you listen to a podcast, anytime you read a book, anytime you are furthering your knowledge, you're, looking for the future and how you can do something. You're here tonight. Okay. You are here taking time away from other things that are important. So let's take something away from the huddle and do it, start doing it, start implementing it. Whatever notes that you take, when you get through with this, take an extra 60 seconds to 1 to 2 minutes and go through and highlight 1 or 2 things that you're going to implement. Because guess what? You won't implement it all. You don't have time and it's overwhelming to do it, right? So take 1 or 2 things that you want to start and start it tonight, start it tomorrow. And that when you do that every single time you're on a training, even if it's one small thing, you will be blown away by the compound effect and how it can truly improve your business, your mindset, and everything. Okay. So I'm going to challenge you to do that. And at the end, if you want to share in the chat group, I would love for you to share what is the one thing to take away. So 3 things that'll truly impact your business. And the very first thing is be consistent. Y'all, it sounds so easy, but it is so hard to show up on the days that you don't want to show up. The days that you wake up and you don't feel good. The days that something challenging in your life happens. Because guess what? That is going to happen. You're either having one of those days now, you had one last week, or guess what? It's coming. Okay. It is going to happen. So how will you show up in the hard times? How will you show up on the days you don't want to? Those are actually the most important days that you should show up, because the more you are consistent, the easier that it gets, the more attention people pay. They're like, you really do love this Thrive thing. You do love the fact that you wake up and you take your capsules. You're on these team huddles. Show that. Okay. So how do you show up daily? Like, what is the how? How do you actually implement this? So I want you to really think about, I love the quote. You've probably heard it before, and hopefully I'm not going to butcher it too much. I should have probably looked it up, but everything you want is on the other side of consistency. Okay. Whether it's your health, whether it's your business, whether it's a relationship you want to improve, whatever it is, everything you want is on the other side of being consistent. And consistent is such a word that we throw around, but it's not one that people often do well, right? Or you may do it well for 3 weeks and then you don't. And then guess what? And unfortunately in this, you often have to restart. When you just stay consistent, you don't have to. Okay. So what can you do? How can you stay consistent. One thing I want to hear you guys to hear loud and clear, because I did not listen to this recommendation my first probably 2.5, 3 years in this business. All right. And it straight hit burnout for me. So when I say consistent, don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm not telling you to sacrifice every waking moment. I'm not telling you to work like crazy through your vacations. I'm telling you to plan those times off. Plan when you are going to take, instead of working your business an hour a day or 2 hours a day, you're going to work your business for 10 minutes a day. Guess what? That's okay. You're still being consistent. You're still showing up. And if you plan to take a full 24 hours or 48 hours or a week or whatever off, great, do that. But plan it instead of just waking up and allowing yourself to not feel it. And so you don't show up, because one day turns into 1 week, 1 week turns into 1 month. Next thing you know, it's 2022 in the summer. And you're like, wait, I said the same thing last year. I said the same thing in January, where if you just stay the small incremental consistency doesn't have to look like all in all the time. Okay. So don't feed into people that say like, you got to go 1,000 miles per hour all the time. Consistency means showing up, and that can be 5 minutes. That can be 3 hours. It can be whatever it is, but it does mean showing up on a regular basis. All right. So how are some ways that you can actually show up? So I want you to think about like, regular things that grow your business. I want you to think about the last 5 new people who started thriving with you. How did they start thriving? Was it because you shared your story? Was it because they requested a sample? Was it because you sent them a birthday message and connected with them? Was it because you met them at you reconnected with them and you met them at like a local, restaurant or event or through another friend? How was that? Analyze what that is for you. Those are the things that you need to be consistent with. I know for myself, I will give you an example. One of the things that is a non-negotiable is to show up on my stories. Now, every single week, I plan a 24-hour, I am off my stories, right? I'll do that a lot because it boosts your algorithm to completely go dark on your stories. But it is always planned. I usually do it sometime on the weekend because it's at my planned downtime off of social media to recharge and reboot. Okay, it doesn't mean I'm not being consistent. It's a planned downtime. So showing up on your stories, sharing your story behind the scenes with people who need to feel energy, who need mental clarity, who want weight loss, who need to earn income. You guys, if you have not read things about inflation, $5,200 is the average what people need to make in the United States right now to just have the same that they had last year, $5,200 extra. Because that's like a little less than $500 a month. Do you think people need to learn how they can make income here? Yes. So being consistent and sharing your story behind the scenes, showing up on social media. It doesn't matter if you post 20 times on different pages, or you post 1, or you post 5 times a week. Consistency for you. That looks different for Kathy. That looks different for Ashley. That looks different for Jeremy. It looks different for me. But what is it for you? All right. Showing up and being consistent is the number one thing that can impact your business. Okay. The next thing is, real quick before I change, I want to talk really quick about restarting. If you are like, oh my God, Kelly is talking to me right now. Like, she is calling me out. She said this because of me. I'm going to tell you I did it. Okay. But if you're feeling that way, then maybe consistency is something that you need to improve of. Maybe that's what you're going to walk away with tonight. All right. And I don't want you to think that, again, you have to show up. You have to remember there are lots of us. There are people who do this business full time. I would never expect someone to show up the same time that I do. I may want to go in different places. My consistency looks a little bit different. Do not compare yourself, but show up for you. Show up for your future. Okay. If you need to restart, guess what? You wake up tomorrow is a brand new opportunity. All right. A brand new opportunity for you to restart. What will you be consistent in? Write those things down. Name what you want to be consistent. Will you share a story twice a day? Will you show up with your 3 steps and say a pain point that these products have helped you with in your stories? Will you post 5 times a week? Will you invite someone to next Wednesday's event in Do You Thrive? The worst thing people can do is to say no, you guys. And people say no for sometimes for a while, and then they say yes. Okay, moving on to number 2. Number 2 is to share your story behind the scenes daily. So share your story behind the scenes daily. So we're going to take a practice really quick. I want you to get out your phone and I want you to screenshot, boomerang, take a video, whatever, on this Zoom right now. I want you to tag at least 4 or 5 people. And when someone tags you, I want you to share it. And I want you to talk about something that this means to you, that you're here. Maybe it's your first time here. Maybe you've been here for years like me. And, one thing I will share is like, I didn't know I needed this community. I didn't know I needed it, but I'm so glad I have it because people here on this Zoom have shown up for me in good times and hard times and times where you don't even realize that you need people. So what is it for you? Share the behind the scenes when you're on a Zoom, when you're doing things people want. Pretend like it's your own reality show because it is. People want to see what's going on. They want to know. I think of Duran, so many projects she does around her house, like sharing that, what she's doing. It's intriguing to people. How do you do all of that? Gosh, you must have a ton of energy. Share those things behind the scenes with people. So everybody take a moment to do that and to tag things. And I want you to think about, this is what, if this is something you're choosing to walk away with, I'm not going to dive into this, but this is your thought to walk away with this. This is the thing you need to improve on. I want you to think about 10 things that your ideal new team member, your ideal new customer needs. Remember, it's not about us. It's about them. How can we help people? Right? I see some of these new faces, these new names on here tonight. Some of these girls I know I just talked to today for the first time. And here's the thing, like, what is it that they need? We have to find what they need and how we can support them. And you may not know who that is yet, but you can speak to that person through your social media. You can speak to that. What is it? I know for me, it was time. And you better believe Amber spoke specifically to me about working 50 or 60 hours a week and having to, save money to go on vacation for a family. She spoke to that. She knew I didn't want to have to work that much, that I wanted an opportunity. She couldn't do it for me, but she did talk about it. So what are those 10 things that your new team member, that your new Thriver needs, and talk about them? And I want you to think your story that you are sharing, it truly can unlock what someone is missing. All right. And I will tell you, they may not even know they're missing it. I didn't know that I ever had an opportunity to not work 50 or 60 hours a week in a pharma job. I didn't know. We called it golden handcuffs, right? Because it gave everything that I thought I needed at that time. I didn't think I could go anywhere else and make the same income, certainly not in direct sales. But Amber's story unlocked a vision. What will your story do for someone? What will it unlock for someone else? Would it allow that mom to sleep better at night? Would allow that guy to be able to feel more confident going out in a bathing suit? Will it allow, that couple to be able to be able to provide more for their family and not be so stretched? What will it? Think about those 10 things. Speak to those on your social media. And the third and final thing that you can do that will absolutely impact your business is to pour into your future goals. Okay. And one of the things, I don't know if anybody has read Lisa Nichols' Abundance Now, but she talks about when you do not have a goal, you are shooting for a moving target. And I want you to think about that. I want you to think about, like, you've seen the axe throwing. A lot of people have gone to these axe throwing things, right? You have a target, you have a goal. It's to throw the axe and hit as close to the center as you can. When you are here and you do not have a goal, you are throwing that axe anywhere. It could be behind you, to the side. You don't know, because you don't even know what you're going for. So think about where it is. Vision boards are so important. Writing monthly goals down, weekly goals are so important. You guys, we have so many trainings on that on United We Thrive. So if that's what you need the most in, like, why am I showing up on this huddle? Why am I sharing my story? Why am I posting about it? And you guys, it can be financial, it can be community, it can be for your health, it can be the service of others. It is whatever it is for you, but know what it is and pour into that. Write it down. And if you need like a restart in your business, go through the 14-day boot camp, the new promoter training. Go through it. You can go through it at any time. I've been through it twice. Okay. And I help write it. So like I need it too. Amber needs it too. Blair, Beth, like people need it. You need to get back to the basics. Number 2 was share your story behind the scenes and think about what your people, your potential thrivers and team members need and share that. And so you guys, if you really truly think about these 3 things and you walk away, I would love if you want to share in the chat what you want to take away from tonight and start implementing, whether it's being consistent, whether it is showing more behind the scenes and speaking to pain points, or whether it is really digging in to your goals. And I don't know if you guys have seen this, but I'm going to bring it out because it is something I have been personally, my personal business have been very consistent with for quite some time now. And that is the monthly goals on United We Thrive. Let me see if I can just hold it up. It's a worksheet. It's on our team page. There are lots of trainings around it. But this is a really basic, good, easy way that you can lay out and you can track your goals. You can make your goals. Your goals it can be one goal. It can be, hey, I want to help 4 new people thriving. It can be, hey, I want to help this newest team member reach VIP 800 so they can earn that income. Okay. I love seeing that, Carl. I love seeing that, Melanie. Thank y'all for sharing, but I want you guys to think about what it is that you need and choose one of these things and dig into it, even if it's just for the next 7 days, because these 3 things are so incredibly key. And unfortunately, you really need a little bit of all of them, but choose where you feel like you are the weakest, where you feel like you need the most, and where you feel like it'll impact your business the most. I know I have told my team on several different trainings that if I have 10 minutes a day, that's what I'm working my business. You will not see me post on social media. But you would, if you were to look in my inbox, you'll see me following up with my hot list, and you'll see me following up with my new thrivers. So it's a great example is I just got back from a trip. I may have posted once or maybe twice, but I followed up every single day with new thrivers. All right. So you have to know what that is for your business. What is that? And being consistent in that. So I'm going to stop. I'm going to open it up. If anybody has any questions, need any clarification on anything before we close out, I'm going to read some of y'all's stuff. Jackie, I love that. Being consistent. Dran, great point. Dran says being consistent, the other thing, 2 things will happen.
Nicole, do we know if the new app is going to be available on Android or only Apple?
I'm not sure. I know for sure Apple, and they're going to do a big training Zoom for everybody. So I'm not really sure yet, but I'm sure it's going to be compatible. I don't know though. Can't promise you.
Thank you.
Beth, you could probably look up Verb and see.
Yeah.
That would probably be a Verb thing, not a Lavelle thing. All right. Does anybody have any comments or anything you want to add in? Okay, you guys, I'm so happy you were on tonight. Thank you so much for being a part of this team. Thank you so much. And I hope that you truly, truly will go after this. I will just tell you like a small little piece of inspiration and a small thing to just encourage you, regardless of where you're at, because like I am looking at some of these amazing faces and I know some of your stories. And I know some of the challenging things that you're either facing now, you have faced in the past. And I want you to know you're not alone. Okay, all of our stories are a little different, right? We all face different challenges in our life. None are bigger, none are smaller, none are more important than they are to you, right? But I want you to know that this community, to lean in and to show up. And I know for myself, when I have gone through them, which I have had, so many of them, all right, so many of them, to just lean in and to not give up on what your goals are. Don't give up. That's the thing about being a business owner, is that you're going to have highs, you're going to have lows, you're going to have things where you're like, oh, I'm in cruise control. And then the bottom falls out. And then you're going to be on top of the mountain with like the most amazing thing you dreamed of. But enjoy the process. Enjoy the process of getting there, enjoying it and loving it and learning what you love and what you don't love. And the things that you don't love, figure out a way that you don't necessarily have to do them. Okay. There are certain things that you don't have to do it all, right? You don't have to be on all the social medias. You don't have to do so many different things, right? But what is that for you? What do you want? Are you happy with where you're at? And if you're not, I want to encourage you to go for it. I want to encourage you to know what it is and to set that goal there, and then to create those biting the elephant one bite at a time, right? That's how you do it. And so I so want you to know that. And I want you to know your why. We talk a lot. We used to talk a lot about, knowing what your why is and why you show up. And a lot of times people have a hard time with that. They're like, I don't know. But I want you to see what you're passionate about. What is it that you want? It doesn't have to be something financial. It doesn't have to be something money related. It can be peace. It can be peace to go through the grocery store and be able to swipe your debit card and not have to worry about how much money is in the bank account. You have a vehicle that will give you that peace right here. But you have to show up and be consistent. You have to show up and talk and share a story behind the scenes. You have to work and know what you're working towards. You have to do these three things to truly go there and to get there. I promise you, this is a vehicle. You plug in, you follow the leader, you be a good copycat. You don't have to reinvent the wheel. This is simple. You help other people feel better. You help other people have a successful business. Your goals will be taken care of, however big or however small they are. Okay. But it does take showing up on those hard days. And it does take showing up and sharing your story and doing things you don't necessarily want to do sometimes. I can guarantee you, if we were to ask people who've been in this business longer than 6 months, trust me, there are days, probably at least 1 or 2 days a week, they're like, I don't want to follow up. Girl, like I get it. Like I have been there. Next time you tell yourself that, I want you to hear me say, those are the days you have to. Those are the days you have to. They come less and less when you do it. I want you to think about that person on the other end of who you're talking to. And I want you to think about, what is it that they need? Do they need that peace of mind? Do they need an opportunity? If Amber would have given up on me for 3.5 months after having a sample sit in my house unopened, ignoring her, probably being rude, 3.5 months, she did not give up on me. I didn't know I needed this. I was way too proud and thought I was way too good to do something like direct sales. She knew what this could do for me. She said, plug in, follow the leader, show up. Whatever it is that you want, you may not even know what you want yet. And that's okay. I didn't know I wanted to pay for a vacation. I didn't know that it would allow me more time, which is really the ultimate thing that I wanted. So I want you to enjoy the process. I want you to go for it. I don't want you to give up on yourself. we are, in a place with this company and hearing from Nicole share about what is to come. You guys, there are so many things. If you've been around for even, 3 months, this company and these owners are going to deliver. They're going to show up. They're going to give you the vehicle and continue to provide the vehicle to get you to whatever it is, whether it's generational wealth or to pay for your, your groceries. Well, I'm glad that I said that, because it looks like a lot of you guys needed to hear some inspiration. So I'm so happy you were here tonight. Thank you for allowing, your time with me tonight. Thank y'all for being here. And I can't wait to see you next time. Yes, Nicole, one more thing.
What you just said, because Paul Gravett said something, I want to piggyback on what you said. He said, wealthy people are wealthy because they do it when they don't want to do it. So I just thought that triggered my little brain when you said that.
So good. I'm so glad you shared that. And it's so true, you guys. It is absolutely so true. So go there and present that to others. And if you are in the newbies chat group, I'm going to apologize. I missed the new promoter training at 7:30. So check back over into that chat group, you guys. And if y'all want to hop on, I will do some training with newbies. If not, thank y'all for being on so much. It was so great to see you guys tonight.